Introduction to Basic Algebra, Simplifying Expressions. Algebra is simply a way of using letters in maths, and in this video we're going to look at how we can write algebraic expressions. Now, algebra sounds quite difficult and people always think it's really tricky, but as you'll see in this video, it's not at all. Let's look at this jar of M&Ms. How many M&Ms do you think there are in this jar? Have a guess. Now, we don't know for certain, so we're going to say that there are n M&Ms in this jar. So the n stands for the number of M&Ms in this jar. Now, what about if I took 3 of the M&Ms out of the jar? We could say the jar has n minus 3. What about if I added 4 M&Ms to the jar? We could say that the jar has n plus 4. We call this an algebraic expression. There's no answer to it as such, it's just a way of describing something. Now it's your turn. What if I took 12 M&Ms out of the jar? How could you write an expression to show what's in the jar now? Well, we could say there was n minus 12. So n is the number of M&Ms in the jar, and we're taking 12 away, so we have n take away 12. What about if I added another jar of M&Ms? Well, this jar is n, number of M&Ms, and this jar is n, number of M&Ms. So I could say I have n plus n. This is actually 2 lots of n, 2 times n. But in algebra, we don't use the multiplication symbol. It looks too much like the letter x, really. So instead of writing 2 times n, we write 2n. All we've done here is we've just moved the 2 and the n next to each other. So if you see a letter and a number next to each other in algebra, you know that that means multiply. So these 2 jars of M&Ms gives me 2n. What about if I added another 2 jars of M&Ms? Well, now I would have n plus n plus n plus n. So I've actually got 4 lots of n. But remember that in algebra we don't use the multiplication sign, so instead of writing 4 times n, I'm just going to write 4n. What about if I had a pot of drawing pins? We're going to call this pot of drawing pins D. If I decided to take 6 of the drawing pins out of the pot, how would you describe the pot now? Jot it down. So I want to describe the pot of drawing pins once I've taken 6 out. I could describe it as D minus 6. So remember, this here is our algebraic expression. It doesn't have an answer, it's just a way of describing something. Now it's your turn to have a try. Pause the video and answer these questions. You need to write an algebraic expression for each one. Then we'll see how you did and we'll go through the answers. How did you do? Let's go through the answers. So remember, with these questions, you're writing an expression, so you want to write down exactly what you read. So question 1 says, there are 7 pupils in the class, then n more arrive. So we had 7 pupils in the class, and then n more arrive, so they're coming in addition to, so we have plus n. Question 2. There are C chocolates in the box, so we can write that down, C. Then I eat 4 of the chocolates, so I've eaten them, that means I'm going to take away 4. Question 3. John is Y years old, let's write down the Y. His friend is 2 years older, so I'm going to write Y plus 2. And the last question, question 4. There are 16 people on the bus. N people get off. So there's 16 people and n get off, so I'm going to subtract n. Well done. Let's say that some children had some sweets. Amelia has 3 sweets, Tom has 2 sweets, Hamad has 4 sweets, and Sarah has 3 sweets. How many sweets are there altogether? Well, there's 3 and 2 and 4 and 3. And that's 12 altogether. What about if each sweet was represented by the letter S? Now we could say that Amelia has 3S and Tom has 2S and Hamad has 4S and Sarah has 3S. But rather than write out all those numbers and letters, I can simplify it. So instead I can say that there is 12S, and that is my simplified answer. Let's say a different group of children had some sweets, and this time we'll use the letter T to represent the sweets. So we can see that Leo has 2T, Eleni has 4T, Sebastian, now he had 2T, but he's eaten his, so we're going to say minus 2T, and Imogen has 3T. Now we want to know how many sweets there are altogether, so we've got 2T here plus the 4T, and then minus the 2T plus the 3T. So I can write that down. I can say I've got 2T plus 4T minus 2T plus 3T. Now it's a bit long-winded to write it out like that, so what I want to do, I want to simplify it. So what I'm going to say, right, I've got 2T and 4T, that's 6, and I've got 3T here, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, but then Sebastian's eaten his 2, so that's take away 2, so that's 9 take away 2 is 7T. So my final simplified answer is 7T. Now it's your turn to have a try. Look at the following expressions and then simplify. Pause the video and have a go, and then we'll come back and look at the answers. How did you do? Let's go through the answers. Question 1. 3a plus 2a plus a plus 6a equals 12a, and that's our simplified expression. Question 2. 4y take away 2y, so we can do this as we go along, so 4 take away 2 is 2, plus 3y is 5, plus another y is 6, so we have 6y. 7b take away 2b, that leaves us with 5b, take away 3b, that's 2b left, plus 5, so that's going to be 7b. Question 4, 14f plus 2f, take away 6f, take away 2f. That gives us the simplified expression 8f. Question 5, s plus s plus 3s plus s plus 5s is 11s. Well done! You can now simplify basic algebraic expressions.